talking to a friend of mine the other day about this whole transgender, transsexual thing. It's got everyone so upset. Got everyone's fire hose tied in knots, so to speak. And I thought he and I were in substantial agreement because we both said we have no idea where these transsexual people are coming from. But then he said something else that gave me a pause. He said he thought that all the transsexuals should be rounded up and put in the insane asylum. Well, that showed me that he and I were probably actually diametrically opposed on this issue. That he could offer such a simplistic and heartless solution to such a complex problem. And I told him so. And he said, wait a minute, I thought you said you didn't understand him either. And I said, I don't understand him, but that's exactly it. I got no data or insight upon which to base a legitimate point of view. So I got to do that whole judge not lest ye be judged thing, suspend judgment. Well, that just made no sense to him at all. He said, well, I don't see how anybody can feel sorry for these folks. And I said, well, sure, I feel sorry for them. I mean, here you got these folks that are very, confused or conflicted, I guess the word is, about a core part of their identity, their sexuality. And they live in a society that looks down on them and condemns them. They're concerned that their loved ones and their friends might not accept them. And they're worried that they'll never find that intimate sexual connection. Well, I can't speak for you, but as for me, finding that intimate sexual connection as often as possible is what makes life bearable for me. Of course, I do it within a monogamous relationship, but still. Well, he still did not understand where I was coming from, and he kind of gave me the old Google eye, know what I mean? And he said, well, if you feel sorry for him, I think you must be one of them. Well, I think he thought that'd make me mad. But it did make me mad. I didn't find that insulting at all. I mean, you're insulted when someone says something to you, maybe put you in with a group that you don't like or that you are opposed to. For example, if he'd said to me that he thinks I'm a dumbass homophobic bigot, then I would have been insulted because I know something about homophobic dumbass bigots, as you can tell, and I would not like being lumped with such folks. But what he said was I might be transgender, and since I don't really have a legitimate point of view and don't claim to understand the group, I can't be insulted by it. And I told him, listen, man, that doesn't bother me that you would think I'm transgender for a couple reasons. First place, if I am, is none of your business. I mean, if I'm a guy that thinks he's a woman, well, I'm not interested in you because, let's face it, you need to spend about 6 months on the Stairmaster. And if I'm a woman who has become a guy, then I'm probably interested in women, not in men, so you're safe once again. I said, secondly, you call me transgender as far as I'm concerned is like telling me, I was at the restaurant the other day and I saw you eating your salad with your dessert fork. And I would have said, well, I was hungry. And the salad fork was dirty, so it wouldn't have bothered me none. Well, he still gave me the Google eye. He said, I just don't understand how someone can feel sorry for a group that they're not a part of. And I said, man, that's just stupid. I mean, if you lived back when Hitler was in charge of Germany, wouldn't you feel sorry for Jewish folk who's being mistreated? Or if we'd been alive back during slavery, or even during Jim Crow, wouldn't you have felt sorry for black folk being treated so bad? We still didn't get it. So I said, okay, let me see if I can bring this home for you. Do you remember a couple of years ago when I was helping you build that addition on your garage? And you took the nail gun and you nail gunned your dumbass hand to the wall? Well, I didn't stand over here in the corner saying, well, I didn't nail my dumbass hand to the wall, I'm fine. No. I saw you over there with your dumbass hand nailed to the wall and said, he's in trouble. And so what did I do? I got the crowbar and I went over there and I pried your dumbass hand off the wall. Well, I think that kind of helped him understand where I was coming from. On the other hand, he got all mad, he walked out. Maybe that shows that I am a dumbass because that stuck me with a check. So do you have to be a dumbass to feel sorry for a dumbass? Maybe. Do you have to be transgender to feel sorry for the transgenders? I don't think so. Because I don't think it's the fact that we're all dumbasses or transgender or whatever. I think it's that we're all human beings. And so we can understand one another's pain. See, here's kind of my advice on this whole transgender thing. I just think we need to just back off and cut each other some slack. You know, those of us that aren't transgender need to let them live their lives the way they need to. And the transgender folk, I think, need to realize the confusion that some other people are facing on this thing. It's sort of like what the Bible said. We just need to love one another and turn the other cheek and judge not lest ye be judged. If you're not into the Bible, think of what Louis Armstrong said in that song, Ain't It a Wonderful World? He said, love, man, that's where it's at. If we all love one another, life can be a gasser. Now, I know it sounds kind of corny when I say it, because I ain't no Louis Armstrong, but you get the point. We need to do like the Bible said, do like Louis says, and just back off, give each other some love, cut each other some slack, and then maybe we can get through this thing with a minimum of suffering.